Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm back with a sort of more minimalistic bokeh piece. And I haven't painted bokeh in a while, but beware because this is going to be like back-to-back bokeh paintings. For the month of September, I'll be gone for vacation, just a short one. So I'll be back in October. So I'll be a bit late with replies and your premieres as well, and I'll catch you when I'm back. So back to the painting. This is a very simple piece. Once I've sketched out the cherry blossom flower just laid at the corner of the table, I'm painting the background now. I'm mixing black with blue and with a little bit of shades of green, but now it's just very rough kind of color because I have to go layer by layer. And for the table, I'm gonna go with gray mixed with black and just a dash of blue. I'm using acrylic wash for this, so what I like to do is kind of wait for the paint to dry because sometimes it can be a little bit patchy and uneven. So after the paint has dried, then I'll paint my second layer over it, and I find that it kind of blends a lot better. For this layer, I've decided to add a bit more black and just have the shades of blue peeking out from underneath so that it creates like more of a soft glow, because I'm going to be adding the bokeh lights on top of it later. Right now I'm just using a fine tip brush to outline the corners of the flowers and its petals, and then I'm going to use a normal brush, dip it in water, and just to get a kind of watery look and drag the paint downwards like this for the table. Once the paint has dried, I'm going to work on my cherry blossom flower. So instead of painting it white with pink, what I like to do is I mix white with just a little bit of blue and a little bit of purple, then you get this very nice lilac shade. So I'm going to use that and paint it around the petals, and in the middle I'm going to blend it in with baby pink, so white and pink. So I'm going to paint the remainder of the petals in the same way, outline with that shade of lilac that I've mixed, and then fill it in with pink and blend them together. Next I'm going to paint a tiny little leaf next to it in light green, and I just shade it with a bit of dark green, and I attach it to the flower with a very delicate looking stem. Now for the second layer, I want to add a bit more details to the petals, so I'm using a very thin brush for this, fine tip brush, and I start with the same colors. I outline it with the lilac shade that I've mixed, and I kind of drag it down a little bit, and in the middle I continue to add pink, but you can see that it's like all little tiny lines, and then after that I add a dash of white in the middle of the petal. So for this, I find that the brush is very important. I need a very thin fine tip brush to create those very tiny thin strokes on the petal so I can get the texture of it. Then I just repeat it for the rest of the petals as well. Once that is done, I'm adding a little bit of reflection of the flower at the bottom. First, I blend the whole area in a bit of black mixed with pink, and then once that has sort of settled in, I add more pink, and I just drag the paint downwards like this with a bit of water so that the reflection is there but it looks a bit subtle. And then in the middle of the flower, I'm going to use rose red, and I'm going to draw these little antennas on it, also using a size 000 brush, and then I'm going to dot it with this little thing on top of it in orange yellow. So near the flower, I'm going to add a bit of pink bokeh, and I'm going to mix pink with a bit of black, and I'm going to use water and mix it with black, and I outline the pink circles to blend it so that you have this very soft looking bokeh lights. So if you don't blend the edges of the bouquet, you get these very solid circles. It kind of just takes away the attention from the flower, so I want these bouquet circles to look a little bit more faint in the background. So for these bouquet circles, I want them to be kind of reflective of the color of the flower, so I'm using the same shades for it, the lilac, a bit of blue, pink, and also green. And this painting is finished. It's very simple, but I hope you liked it and find the tutorial useful. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video, or October. Goodbye.